A soup that's wild and wonderful. Coming right up on Weekend at the Cottage. Welcome to Weekend at the Cottage. I'm Nick Manojlovic here today to share a favorite recipe for a wild mushroom soup. Most important, the stuff in this bowl is so flavorful, big, robust flavors. We know you're gonna enjoy it and your guests are gonna love it too. The recipe has two important steps to it. First of all, we're gonna build that mushroom profile by making a mushroom broth. The recipe begins with us taking 2 packages of dried wild mushrooms. I have chanterelle into one bowl and I have dried morel into the other. We're topping off the bowls with boiling hot water. We're gonna let these mushrooms soak for about 20 minutes. We're gonna release the flavor and the mushrooms will plump up. We then strain the mushrooms into a measure that already contains about 5 cups of water. You can see the mushrooms are gorgeously plump. We're gonna add them along with 16 ounces, 8 ounces each, white mushrooms and cremini mushrooms into a food processor, pulse to finely chop those mushrooms, then transfer them into a bowl. We're gonna head now to stovetop to build that mushroom broth. We have our soup pot at stovetop, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of butter. Oil and butter come to temperature. We're adding 1 cup of finely chopped white onion, 2 cloves of garlic, a cup of chopped celery, a cup of chopped carrots. Stir those ingredients together. We're gonna cover and let them cook for about 5 minutes, just until they're nice and soft. Lift the lid, you can see those ingredients are soft. Then we're adding those chopped mushrooms, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we're adding the water that's been combined with that liquid from when we soaked the mushrooms. Pour it into the pot, add a bunch of thyme, give it a stir. When it comes to temperature, we're gonna reduce to simmer and let it cook for 20 minutes. While that broth is cooking, we're gonna prepare our wild mushrooms for part 2 of this recipe. I have miyaki mushrooms. You can pick them off of the main cluster and then chop up the stem. I have shiitake, remove the woody stem and then thinly slice the shiitake caps. I have oyster mushrooms. I like to thinly slice them, as well as king mushrooms. You can cut them in half and then slice them very thinly. These 4 different types of mushrooms together are gonna give our wild mushroom soup some serious flavor. When you reach that 20-minute mark, we're gonna strain our broth, set the mushroom broth to the side, give your soup pot a quick clean. We're heading back to stovetop, and now we're gonna build that wild mushroom soup. We have 4 tablespoons of butter. Temperature is medium-high. As soon as the butter melts, check out this trio. I have 2 leek cut down the middle, then finely sliced. They go into the pot. Half of a white onion, and then 2 cloves, big cloves of garlic, finely chopped. Those 3 ingredients into the pot, stir them together, cover, and let them cook for about 5 minutes. Now as we lift the lid, you can see the leek, onion, and garlic is nice and soft. We're gonna add those wild mushrooms we prepped a little bit earlier. Add the mushrooms in, give it a stir, just cover the pot now. The mushrooms are gonna wilt when we let them cook for 5 minutes. Right about now, the kitchen is smelling really fantastic. We're gonna lift that lid. You can see the mushrooms have reduced. We're gonna add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. Sprinkle the flour in, stir, stir, stir to combine. You're gonna cook that flour, mushroom, onion, leek mixture for about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna add our reserved wild mushroom broth. Give everything a nice slow stir. Let's raise that flavor profile even more. Half a cup of dry white wine, stir it in. A bit more creaminess comes from 1.5 cups of 18% cream, stir that in as well. We're gonna cover and let the soup simmer for 10 minutes. At that 10-minute mark, place it onto your work surface. We're gonna sprinkle with fresh chopped parsley, stir that in, and then you're ready to serve. I love serving this soup with homemade croutons. Click up here if you wanna make our homemade croutons perfect for soup or salads. So when you're serving, you're ladling into beautiful bowls. We're gonna add a couple of croutons, maybe some chopped parsley or chives, a little bit of black pepper. You're ready to enjoy. I know you're gonna enjoy some other things as well. Head to our website, weekend@thecottage.com, subscribe to it. You're gonna enjoy our other videos, so check out our YouTube channel, subscribe to it as well. And then finally, find us on your favorite socials like Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. What can I tell you about this beautiful soup? It's very creamy, very flavorful. I know you're gonna enjoy it. All you need to do is make it. Wild mushroom soup should be on everyone's table soon. Until next time, bon appetit. Beautiful.